Hi, I'm Fire Guy 24. I'll be your Supermoto adventure tour guide this evening. I don't know where I'm going or where we're going to end up, but here we go. Hey, fishy, fishy, fishy. Fishy, fishy, fishy. Rah, 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 rah. Rah, rah, rah. What's up? Out here at the expensive houses. This is a dead-end road, but not if you're on a supermoto. So shit's been crazy yesterday. Or if you're black, it's been cray-cray. You heard me? So I just got back from the Ozarks. I got a bunch of footage from that. But if you're friends with me on Facebook, then you already know that I've got a really shitty computer. It takes me forever to edit videos. Like if I render like a 7-minute video, it takes like 4 frickin' hours. And it's pretty crappy. It's pretty clunky when you're trying to edit videos because the computer's kind of slow. So I've been saving up for a while to get a new one. It just hasn't come around to me yet because I'm refinancing my house and a whole bunch of other shit. So I've got that footage, and it's not like it's time-sensitive material, so I'll just edit that and release it when I get around to it. So I thought I'd just do a little vlog here to catch y'all up, talk about some bullshit, let y'all know I'm still around. I had a pretty cool giveaway on Facebook. If you're one of my Facebook fans, you already know about it. If you're not one of my Facebook fans, then you missed out, because you could have got some free shit. And who doesn't like free shit? I like free shit. I'm a big fan of free shit. So I got 1,000 rock stickers in the mail from Australia, and I had a little giveaway, and all you had to do was send me your address and I'd send you some rock stickers. So that's over now. The deadline has passed. Wednesday night was the deadline. It was at the 18th or something. So that deadline's passed. Don't send me your address, because if you do, you won't get stickers. And I know who you are, okay? If you're watching this video right now and you're like, oh, that sounds like a great deal, I should get over to the Facebook fan page and see what's going on over there. If you get on there and you send me your address after you watch this video, and I see that you're a new friend, I'm going to be like, ha! I caught you, buddy. I caught you. You ain't pulling one on me, buddy. The deadline's over. So until I do the next sticker giveaway, you're just going to have to wait. If I do another sticker giveaway. So I've only got 1,000. And I've already gave away like 200 of them. And I got to give all the stickers to the rock stars, you know. Got to give some to Jake, Armenian, Dave, Loud and Dave. So they're running a little low. Well, they will be. I've still got like 800 of them, but whatever. So I'm riding with a guy on his husky. He's huskying it. And we're going to hit Trinity Trails, Goldwing, what's up? And have a little afternoon ride after work. Raise a little hell. So another thing that I've had going on in my crazy life is a dry mouth. Yeah. Probably because I've been vaping so much. I'm a big vapor now. I figured, hey, you know, I don't have enough to do with my life. Why don't I take up vaping? And somebody's like, well, you can't just vape without nicotine. Because, you know, it's like sex without the orgasm. So I was like, alright, well, at that time my wife wanted to quit smoking, so I was like, I'll buy her some juices that have nicotine in them. So before you know, I'm smoking that shit, and now I guess I'm hooked on nicotine. I wouldn't know the fucking difference, because I never take the thing out of my mouth anyway. It's like, oh yeah, fucking bubblegum, cotton candy, fucking unicorn venom, whatever the hell that is. Just give it to me. Suck it, suck it, suck it. Just vaping my ass off. I went through it all, the cartomizers, the atomizers, the different ohm tips, the different power supplies, the ego twists, the fucking eye taste. I got it all, man. I do it all. I'm a junkie. I'm hooked on this shit. Just buy, suck. That's all I do now is vape. So before I got sidetracked on the whole vape thing, since that's so wildly popular right now, everybody's doing it. What I was gonna talk about is, well, let me tell you about something else first. This reminded me of it. Me forgetting to tell you about what I was actually going to tell you about reminded me about something else I want to tell you about. So just bear with me here. We're going to get there. I called my doctor and I was like, hey man, I need my Ritalin, dude. Like, give me another prescription. And he's like, Chris, I can't, man. I can't. He's like, the feds, they're watching everybody now. So I can't just give away prescriptions, you know. He's like, I really got to watch my ass. So to cover me on that Ritalin, since it's a controlled drug, I'm going to need you to go get an ADD test. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, there's like a college. You go to this college and they give you an ADD test and then they actually diagnose you with ADD. He's like, I'm pretty sure you had it, you know, so that's why I gave you the Ritalin to try. And I've been on it for a couple of years and it's been working pretty well for me. I only really take it when I need to concentrate, which is like a couple times a week. Otherwise, I'm just like, Rah! So he says, yeah, you got to go down and take an ADD test. And I was like, you're shitting me, right? Like, I'm going to walk in there and like 30 seconds later, they're going to be like, you got ADD, dude. Or I could just send them this video and they'll be like, yeah, you got that shit bad. You're ate up with the fucking ADD. So I've got this little stash of Ritalin that I've been slowly taking when I need to concentrate. It's like, oh, I gotta do a good job on something. I better take some Ritalin so I don't get sidetracked. So anyway, here's the real deal that I'm getting to here. I've had this like crazy back pain, lower back pain, and leg pain since I was like a wee young lad, and I've had it since I was about 16, and I've just been dealing with it. Why the fuck can't I get a wheelie today? Something's bad wrong here. It's like I got a low tire or something. Homeboy's showing me up. I can't have that. This is my video. You can't show me up on wheelies. So I dealt with it for about 10 years, I would say, the back pain. And I started going to doctors about it. And I don't want to just get hooked on pain pills and just stick a bunch of band-aids over it, you know? What are you doing? So, it's like, you know, I want to fix it. I don't just want to eat pain pills the rest of my life. I got enough problems. I don't need to be hooked on frickin' hydrocodone and shooting morphine in my fucking leg or some bullshit. So, the first MRI, they're like, well, yeah, you must get hit by a truck or something. Your back's fucked up. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of how I feel. So basically, there's like several vertebrae that are fucked up. The discs are bulged out and all that happy bullshit. I'm concentrating, hold on. Okay. So like one in particular is real bad. And you've got a whole bunch of shit I can't pronounce. I've learned what a lot of it is by now, but I've got arthritis and stenosis. Stenosis is fancy terms for narrowing of the spinal column due to some kind of an injury or something like that. Basically what happens is the disc pushes out the back of your spine. I'm concentrating again. Hold on. Intermission. Get some popcorn. Yeah, take that, Husqvarna. Haha! So, originally I just thought, well, the disc is bulged out and it's pushing on the spinal cord, and that's causing pain in my back, and it's also causing the leg pain I get in my calves. It feels like someone has a hold of my calf muscle with a pair of pliers, and they're trying to pull it out through the bottom of my foot. It's pretty shitty. So, I got a second MRI, but I've got to get gas now, so I'll tell you about that second MRI in a minute. That man right there, taco eating machine. He just tore up 2 tacos. He holds the world record for taco eating, I'm pretty sure of it. So, I am set up now. I'm ready to tell the rest of the backstory. I've got my Gatorade in my Camelback. I can talk for days. So, I went in for the second MRI, same place. It was like a couple years later. Doctor said, you should go, is a different doctor now, you know, shopping around. So he says, you should go in for a second MRI. It's been a couple years. We want to get an update on what your back looks like now. And I was like, well, that's not a bad request right there. I can handle up on that. So I went and got another MRI. And with the MRI comes a bunch of pictures. You don't know what the fuck they are. But it comes with the MRI report. And that's in English. And I can read that shit. So it tells you, you know, L4, L5, that's the disc between those 2 vertebrae. This is what's wrong with it. You know, L3, L4, that's the disc between those 2. That's what's wrong with this. So on this MRI, they said I had congenital narrowing of the spinal column. And I paused for a second, and I looked at the doctor, and I said, what does congenital mean? And right now you're just screaming at the computer. You're like, it means you're born with it, asshole. Well, the doctor looked at me and he says, it means you're born with it, Chris. And I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. The reason I'm asking this, why didn't you tell me this on the first MRI? He's like, well, I don't know. We must have missed it. I'm like, so what does that mean for me? And he says, well, your AP canal, your spinal canal. He says a normal male, your size, your age, it's 13 millimeters. And I'm thinking, okay, that's a ½ inch. He says yours is like 8 millimeters to begin with, because yours is congenitally narrow. So it's like half of what it's supposed to be. So I'm like, okay, I can deal with that logic. He said, then your disc is pushing on the spinal cord even more. So now it's only like 4 millimeters. So he says your spinal cord's actually being pinched, and there's like a fluid tube that all the nerves run in, and all the fluid is squeezed out of the spinal cord right there. And that disc is also herniated, it's torn. So I was like, well, that explains a lot. So not only am I fucked from birth, I fucked it up even worse. That's the story of my life. So a few more years go by, they have me on some anti-inflammatory type stuff. Because with my back, I figured out once I agitate it and it starts like swelling up and everything gets tight and swollen back there, it just compounds the problem, makes everything worse. So if you could keep it from all swelling up and getting all out of tune back there, you know, you've already fought half the battle. So he gives me this low dosage kind of bullshit pain reliever. It's called Tramadol. It's basically like extra strength Tylenol, but it's like a fuck ton of it. And he's like, yeah, take 1 or 2 of these, you know, take care of you. Well, I got to where I had to take like 4 of them to where it would even do anything. And when my back did get actually really bad and I had to take the pills, it was to the point where I couldn't walk anymore. So I went into this doctor and I was like, I'm going to get referred to a surgeon, because I'm a mechanic, you know, I can understand some shit. It's like, it doesn't seem like this shit's going to fix itself, or it's going to heal, or it's going to get any better. It sounds like it's just fucked up and someone needs to go in there and fix it. So I first called one of these laser spine institute places. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's like, if you're old enough to remember this shit, that's like signing up for the 15 free CDs, but then you gotta buy like 3 a month for the next 16 years. It's just like that. It's like, yeah, we'll hook you up with the best doctor, fucking blah, 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 blah. And what their scam is they're like, oh yeah, it's gonna cost like $20,000. Well, you don't have to pay that. We'll bill the insurance for it, and whatever the insurance doesn't pay for, just don't worry about it. We'll cover it. And I'm like, oh, you'll cover it, huh? Like, well, that's awful nice, y'all. Can I get that in writing? They're like, oh, just don't worry about it. You just don't have to pay it. And I'm like, oh, so my insurance is just going to be like, yeah, here you go. Here's the money for that. And then your surgeon is going to be like, yeah, don't worry about the rest. Because we got that shit handled. Yeah, sounds sketchy to me. So I was like, I'm going to go to a real-ass doctor. And I'm going to get him to refer me to a good spinal doctor that's right here in my area. Because that was the other part of the gig. So they're like, you gotta drive to Oklahoma City. Well, I was like, I'm in Dallas. You tell me there's no fucking good laser spine guy in fucking Dallas. I gotta drive to Oklahoma City. I ain't getting my back operated in Oklahoma. I'm just saying. Nothing against y'all people, but fuck that. Some of y'all people living there are right now saying fuck that. Alright. There's a jump right there. If you go to the right, yeah, I'm gonna hit it. So anyways, I went to the back doctor, and he's a back specialist, and he's like, I'm gonna refer you to a surgeon. So I went to the surgeon, and the surgeon's like, what have you done? What kind of treatment have you done for your back? I looked at him all puzzled, and I was like, huh? He's like, physical therapy, steroid shots, any of that? And I go, no, none of that. He says, good, because none of that's going to work. I was like, that's what I thought. There's nothing that's going to doctor this up to just make it work all of a sudden. he aired it out better than I did. So, I was like, good, I'm on the same page with this guy. And he's like, so basically your back pain's gotten to the point where it affects every single thing you do in your life. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, it's gotten to the point where you need to do something, or you're not going to be able to take care of your family or do the things you want to do and work and that kind of thing. And I was like, yeah, that's where I'm at right now, man. It's bad, dude. I broke down. I was like, instant pussy. Flip the switch. Alright, he just passed me. That wasn't supposed to happen. So I was going to turn around. That's alright. This MFer can ride. He hasn't even been here. Get back here. Whoop. So, I was all choked up, crying in front of my family, you know, in front of this doctor I never met before. So, he says, what have you tried? And I was like, well, I've got an inversion table, and that helps me. You hang upside down like a freaking vampire, and it lets some fluid get back in your discs, and it stretches everything out and takes a little pressure off your spinal cord. It's like, that's been working for me. Alright, if this guy can ride, then let's do some fun shit. And, so I've been taking some anti-inflammatories. Where the fuck am I? Well, I'm not where he is, that's for sure. I thought he was following me. What the hell? I've taken some pain medicine. I've tried the inversion table. I've got a TENS unit. That helps. You know, Bengay. Just smear that shit everywhere. Doesn't faze me. Use the shit out of it. Wait. Huh? No, that happens. A lot of supermotos are like that. Most supermotos are like that. That's not is that a factory supermoto? Or is that a conversion?
A conversion.
Yeah, all the conversions do that because they don't space the chain out far enough to put that wide of a tire on it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it. So I'm on the same page with this surgeon, right? And he's like, well, there's two different kinds of surgeries. You know, after he looked at my MRI, he's like, there's two different, my third MRI for my back, the one I just got a couple weeks ago. So he looked at my third MRI and he's like, there's two different surgeries we can do. One of them's called a laminectomy. He says basically they just go in there and they trim the back side of the vertebrae out to relieve tension of the spinal cord. And he says that 100% will take care of your leg pain. But he says I'm not so sure if it'll take care of your back pain because that disc is still smashed all to shit. And he says that's a simple surgery. He's like, you'll be in and out, you'll be back to work in like a week. He says the other one, you know, they get the hatchet out and they just cut your whole frickin' back open. And they do the laminectomy, which is trimming out the bone. And they also will fuse the they'll fuse the vertebrae together. And when they fuse the vertebrae together, they separate the vertebrae back to the spacing that's supposed to be there. And, you know, puts everything back to where it needs to be, but then it'll fuse that shit back together. It's like, man, I don't know if I want my frickin' spine fused together. That doesn't sound like fun. So they said, well, it's really low in your back. You know, there's not a lot of motion there to begin with. And with how hurt you are and how little space there is between your discs, you don't have any motion there to begin with. So he's like, you're not going to miss anything. I was like, alright, that makes sense. So the lesser surgery would have been cheaper and I wouldn't have been out as much time from work and riding and all that fun stuff I like to do. So it didn't sound like it would take care of the entire problem. So I was like, I better go with the big surgery. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm about to have a big back surgery. They called me with a price. I didn't answer the phone. I don't want to know. It's going to be a lot. So, my wife says, well, it doesn't matter how much it is. What matters is that you're healthy and you feel good. And you're going to live a happy life, you know. That part of your life that's bringing you down is going to be gone. So I was like, yeah, you're right. She's like, it's medical bills. You just pay them as you can. As long as you keep making payments, then you're all right. And I was like, you know, she's got a point. But I'm the type of guy that just likes to pay for shit as I get it. I don't want to be owing people money. So I'm going to try to schedule it around Thanksgiving, so that my wife is off work during that time and she can assist me. And we can handle up on that shit. So that's my life update / ADD vaping back pain story. And like I said, I've got some cool video from the Ozarks. I'll be getting to edit that soon. And as always, thanks for your support, and really appreciate y'all being fans of mine. It means a lot to me. And I hope to bring y'all some more entertaining stuff in years to come. Fire Guy 24, Trinity Trails. Check me out on Facebook. Holler. Alright, this is fucking crazy. This is awesome! He has shorts on, so he doesn't think it's awesome. Ah. Hey, let me find out where we are so we can get the fuck out of here quick in case somebody chases us. Alright, we gotta go this way. Left. We gotta go left.
Like get out of here and go left?
Yeah, go left. It curves around to the right and then go left again. Hey, how y'all doing? Shit. Woo! What an adventure that was. Hey, what's up? We weren't doing anything wrong.